I'm Matt with 90-second marketing and closing the deal. So after you have a discovery call, you're going to go into trying to close a deal with a client. You've worked out that they're suitable. You've worked out that their problem that they have, you can solve. So let's look at 3 tips to help you close that deal. The first thing is your client must come to understand that here is their problem with these issues and that they don't want to stay there because it makes them feel like X. Here is where they want to be, and they want to be there because it's going to make them feel like X, Y, Z, and it's going to allow them to do this, this, and this, and this. Okay? And they need to come to a realization that they have this gap and that your product or service will let them cross that gap much quicker and easier. Tip number 2. No matter how well you do that, lots and lots of people are going to have some form of objection or some form of internal conflict. Now, it could be cash flow. It may be that they can't convince their partner. It may be that they haven't yet seen the value. And your job is to guide them through that. Tip number 3. The success of your ability to close this deal is going to depend on how well you do tip number 1 and tip number 2. Okay, so how well you identify where they are now, where they need to be, the gap that exists, how well you convince them that you have the solutions for that, and how well you then guide them through that self-discovery process that they don't want to stay here for another 2 years, or they don't want to be stuck at that income level for another 6 months or 18 months or whatever. And your ability to be able to convince them that you can be over here, but you must make this investment. That is what will close the deal for you. So that's Matt with 90-second marketing and closing the deal.